You won't believe what happens when a simple theft case turns into a courtroom meltdown. A woman walks in and says she's guilty of larceny, but when the judge asks her to explain what she actually did, things get messy fast. She can't clearly describe the theft, she dodges questions, and her lawyer is clearly cringing the whole time. It's one of those moments where you just watch in disbelief. The judge doesn't let her skate by. Every time she tries to play dumb or avoid admitting what happened, the judge calls her out, warning that without honesty, the case will go to a jury trial. Tension builds as she struggles to even admit she intended to steal. The back and forth is awkward, frustrating, and honestly kind of painful to watch. After a brief recess to talk with her lawyer, she finally admits the truth. She tried to steal items from a store, putting toiletries and condoms in a bag without paying. Only then does the judge accept her plea. But that's not the end. It comes out that she's already on felony probation, showing a history of repeated legal trouble. This courtroom exchange is a perfect example of why honesty matters and why trying to play games in front of a judge never works. Watching someone refuse to take accountability while their freedom hangs in the balance is frustrating, shocking, and you just can't look away. It's a mix of courtroom drama, life lessons, and pure human behavior that makes this video impossible to skip.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Andrew Mickus on behalf of Ms. Owens, P76268. Ms. Owens would waive any objections to appearing via video today as well, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, did you speak with Mr. Zick this morning?
I did, yes, Your Honor. I think we've reached a mutually agreeable resolution to the matter. Ms. Owens is going to be entering a plea of guilty to one of the matters, and the court will be dismissing, Mr. Zick will be dismissing the other matter. We didn't get specifics as to case numbers, but they are essentially identical. She would agree to any restitution amount. He did not have a figure before him. I estimate that that figure is going to be 0, because I believe all of the items were recovered in both cases at the time of the arrest. So I do anticipate that. But in the chance that I'm wrong and there is restitution, she is able to pay that today.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Zick, I see you're back on this. Is there a preference for the people on which matter she should plea on?
No
I'm
preference.
just gonna plead. Okay, all right. So ma'am, back on, how do you plead to the charge of larceny?
Guilty.
Were you in the city of Taylor on January 31st of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were in the city, did you go to Walmart?
I did, Your Honor.
And when you were at Walmart, ma'am, did you take some merchandise that wasn't yours?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I think she's stalling just because there was an attempt to do so, but because she didn't leave with the items, I did discuss with her the legal nuances between those, and that there really isn't one. So, JC, do you understand the question? She's asking if you attempted to take any items for sale.
Attempted, yeah.
All right. Where was she stopped? Parking lot, or as she was exiting the building?
Before exiting the building.
Or as you walking out of the building, Miss Owens?
I was going towards the door.
I think she had just left the self-checkout area and was heading towards the door when store security stopped her and initiated.
And were there items that you didn't pay for when you went through self-checkout?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that. Honestly, Your Honor, I left the cart. I walked away from it. I don't know how to. And then the other one was,
hang on, JC.
Wait, so Miss Owens, did you put property in your cart or in a bag that you didn't intend on paying for?
I mean, no, but
All right,
Yes,
I can't
ma'am.
accept the plea, then we'll get a jury trial date.
Your Honor, I'm guilty.
Your Honor, if
No, you're
I,
not guilty. Miss Owens, you've been
I
through this
just-
before. You've got
Yeah,
a ton of
I'm-
larceny convictions, right?
I'm
This isn't your
confused
first
on
rodeo.
which-
And ma'am, you're not required to enter a plea of guilty. But if you think
No.
you're gonna sit here, I'm talking. If you think you're gonna sit here and tell me that you didn't do anything wrong and think I'm gonna accept your plea, you're sadly mistaken. I'm happy to have
I'm
a jury
confused.
trial. I like nothing more than a jury trial. You either want to accept a plea or you don't, and you're either going to be honest to this court and accept responsibility or you're not. It's that simple. And if you cannot lay a factual basis for what you did that makes you guilty of this charge, I will see you on your trial date. Are we clear, Miss Owens?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what do you think you did, Miss Owens, that makes you guilty of larceny?
Your Honor, the first offense, I didn't scan an item, and honestly, it wasn't to steal the item. I tried to pay for the item.
All
But
right,
it
so
doesn't,
that's a not guilty plea. So, okay, we're gonna just go ahead and set these both for
but the
jury
second
trial.
one, I did intend to. So, I mean, yes, I'm guilty on the second, yes.
You accidentally didn't scan
No.
$250 worth of items?
No, I didn't say accidentally. There was a computer or something
No,
wrong
on
with
the
that
first
scanner.
case, the allegation is that you stole 8 items worth $250. And you're telling me that was an accident?
Your Honor, I'm guilty.
We're going to jury trial.
Your
I'll
Honor,
set
if
a
I,
jury trial date and we'll see you on that date.
There was,
Your
a-
Honor, if I may have an opportunity briefly in a breakout room with my
No,
client.
I've had enough of your client, quite frankly, and the games
Yeah.
she likes to play. She's lucky I
This
didn't
isn't
revoke
a
her
game.
bond the first time, and now she
Yeah.
wants to play with whether or not she's responsible of this or not. And no, I'm not
not.
comfortable taking a plea. She's made it clear she didn't do anything. We're all set. You'll get your
I
jury
didn't
trial
say
date in the
that.
mail. We're all
I
set,
did not
ma'am.
say
I'll
that.
see you on your jury trial date. Thank you.
ma'am, please.
You'll get notice in the mail.
I didn't.
Mr. Mikos, I'm sorry, I'm not tolerating your client and her nonsense. We'll set it for jury trial. If you talk her into taking a plea that she can reasonably put on the record without being full of nonsense, I'll consider it. But for now, we're going to trial. All right, we're back on the record. This is the People versus J.C. Owens.
Yes, thank you again, Judge Andrew Mickus, P76268 on behalf of Ms. Owens.
Ms. Owens, tell me your name.
J.C. Owens.
Ms. Owens, did we go over your constitutional rights a minute ago? Do you remember those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing all of that, how do you plead the larceny?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Back on January 31st of 2023, Ms. Owens, were you in the city of Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you go to Walmart?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want you to tell me what you did that makes you guilty of larceny.
I intended to steal items, Your Honor, without paying for them. I think, I honestly, I don't remember what items exactly, Your Honor. I think they were just, normal, like condoms and stuff.
Toiletries or-
Toiletries, yeah.
Did you take them with the intent to deprive that Walmart of their property?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you take those items and put them in a bag without scanning them at self-checkout?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied, counsel?
I am satisfied, yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. The case ending in 230962. That case will be dismissed per the plea. Meet with the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. You're going to get notice of that in the mail.
Okay.
And you're going to meet with them. And I'm sorry, Mr. Mikos.
No, go ahead, Judge. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we need an evaluation. So you're gonna meet with the probation department, Ms. Owens, and they're gonna contact you for a pre-sentence interview. After that interview, we'll meet again for sentencing. Are you still on felony probation?
Casey? JC, are you still on probation with Judge Matthews? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, I'm assuming a lot of things will likely run concurrent, but I want my probation department to at least look at it. And Mr. Mikos, I can't give you a sentencing date, because I don't know how backed up they are on their PSIs.
I understand.
So,
Would it,
so it'll be a Wednesday and we'll get it out to you in the mail as soon as they meet with her.
okay, we're probably talking a few weeks out. Right?
At least, I think generally 3 to 4.
Okay.
And bond conditions will just continue until that time.
You think you've seen courtroom drama? Think again. This is one of those moments that makes you question how someone navigates life when even the simplest legal matters become a struggle. A woman walks into the courtroom and confidently says she's guilty of larceny. At first, it seems straightforward. A plea, a few questions, and it should be over. But almost immediately, the judge notices a problem. She can't explain what she actually did. She struggles to provide a factual basis for her plea. Her words are vague, inconsistent, and at times almost nonsensical. What should have been a quick resolution spirals into a tense and frustrating exchange. Her lawyer tries to assist, confirming that she wants to plead guilty. But when the judge asks about the specifics of the theft, the store, the items, the circumstances, her answers become evasive. She claims she doesn't know how to respond, or that she simply left the cart. Every response sounds like an excuse, and the lawyer visibly reacts, clearly uncomfortable. The judge, however, does not hold back. He is firm, precise, and relentless, making it clear that he will not accept dishonesty. He warns that without a clear admission of responsibility, the case will proceed to a jury trial. There's no room for games in this courtroom. The tension builds as the defendant struggles to articulate the truth. She tries a second time to plead guilty, but her words continue to fall short. The judge warns her repeatedly that playing games in court is unacceptable and even threatens to revoke her bond. She hesitates, fumbling over her statements, avoiding full acknowledgement of her actions. Watching it unfold is awkward and frustrating, yet impossible to turn away from. Eventually, after a short recess to consult with her lawyer, she comes back and admits the truth. She confesses that she intended to steal items without paying, specifying that these were toiletries and condoms, and explaining that she placed them in a bag at self-checkout without scanning them. Only then does the judge accept her plea, acknowledging that it is both knowing and voluntary. But the story doesn't end there. The court learns she is already on felony probation. This revelation casts her current actions in an even harsher light and underscores a troubling pattern of repeated legal trouble. The judge orders a pre-sentence investigation and emphasizes the need for evaluation, stressing the importance of accountability. It becomes painfully clear that this isn't just about a single instance of theft, it's about recurring choices, refusal to take responsibility, and the consequences that inevitably follow. Throughout this entire exchange, the behavior is astonishing. Some people may think small thefts are harmless or that avoiding accountability is inconsequential. But the courtroom makes it clear that these actions have consequences. Even minor theft, repeated patterns of dishonesty, and attempts to manipulate the system are taken seriously. Every attempt to avoid responsibility only compounds the problem, making the situation far more complicated and serious than it initially appears. The drama is amplified by the human element. Watching someone dodge responsibility while a judge insists on clarity and honesty is both frustrating and compelling. The tension between authority and personal accountability is palpable. The longer the exchange goes on, the more obvious it becomes that the real issue isn't just the theft, it's the refusal to own one's actions. This courtroom moment also highlights a broader lesson about human behavior. Refusing to admit mistakes, downplaying wrongdoing, or avoiding responsibility doesn't just make you look bad, it can have serious consequences for your life. People often think they can navigate life by avoiding accountability, but moments like this prove that the truth has a way of catching up. It's a striking reminder that honesty, self-awareness, and responsibility are not optional, and that failing to embrace them can lead to repeated legal troubles, strained relationships, and a cycle that's hard to break. Beyond the legal aspects, there's a psychological element that makes this video fascinating. Why do some people repeatedly make choices that harm them? Why do they resist accountability even when the consequences are clear and severe? This exchange provides a window into behavior that seems irrational on the surface but is all too common. It's uncomfortable, dramatic, and utterly captivating to watch. By the end of this courtroom exchange, the lesson is clear. Accountability matters. Dishonesty and avoidance only escalate problems. Even small actions, when compounded over time, can lead to significant consequences. The defendant's repeated legal troubles highlight the cost of failing to take responsibility, and the judge's firm approach reinforces that justice relies on honesty and clarity. Watching this, you can't help but feel a mix of frustration, disbelief, and fascination. The courtroom becomes a mirror reflecting how choices, excuses, and patterns of behavior shape outcomes. It's a story about law, consequences, and human nature. And even though the theft itself might seem minor, the bigger takeaway is enormous. Facing the truth and accepting responsibility is non-negotiable, and avoiding it only makes life harder. This video is a perfect example of how accountability works in real life. It's dramatic, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore. But it's also educational, showing that honesty and integrity aren't just moral ideals, they're practical necessities. The courtroom exposes what happens when someone refuses to live by those principles, and it's both a warning and a lesson for anyone watching. In the end, this isn't just a story about larceny. It's a story about choices, consequences, and the human tendency to avoid responsibility. It's a raw, unfiltered look at the tension between personal behavior and the justice system, and it's impossible not to be drawn in. Watching someone navigate this kind of pressure, struggle with honesty, and eventually confront their actions is frustrating, captivating, and undeniably viral. The courtroom is unforgiving, and this case proves why. There's no shortcut, no excuse, and no way to avoid the truth. And while the defendant's actions were small in scale, the consequences, legal, social, and personal, are anything but minor. It's a stark reminder that playing games with the law doesn't work, and that accountability is something everyone must face sooner or later. This story resonates because it's human. Everyone struggles with responsibility at some point, but few situations are as stark or as public as this. The courtroom exposes the tension between denial and reality in a way that's dramatic, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore. And for viewer, it's a chance to see exactly why accountability matters, why honesty is crucial, and why the choices we make, even small ones, can define the trajectory of our lives.